Hey guys, good evening or good morning, good night, wherever you're at. Adam with the N-Scale BNSF Scenic Pass. Had somebody ask for a layout tour a little while back, and we're going to do that tonight. And we'll see what all new things I got done. We'll check out some new stuff here around the east portal of Cascade Tunnel. Got the first layout of the road in. Got some scenery down up on the hill here. I ripped out the, if you remember, there was an old, if you look back on the other videos, there was a whole mess of what looked like piled up rocks there on the embankment. So I ripped that out, and I did sculpt the mold on the hill here. Got these jersey barriers weathered up and put in there. Put some riprap backfill behind them. Still need a lot of work in this area. Static grass, trees, etc. And down here to the tunnel portal, got the retaining wall done around the side here, and the road that comes down there, and then filled in, sculpt the mold back here. Tunnel portal's not in place yet. It's just sitting there for now until I get the rest of everything else done up top there and figure out what I'm going to do behind it. And then I got to build the other structures for here. Finally got some girders on the side of this bridge. Got to build the abutments and then the support in the middle there. So, but for tonight, we got short 25 car coal train pulled by 2 scale trains -9s. So let's take a tour around here and see what happens. So at this point we're heading eastbound, and it goes to double track here. I got this whole mountain side here all covered in sculpted mold and filled in and painted. And then just working on the reservoir here. That rock face there, that's just the base color. That's all hand carved. Got the collapsed in tunnel in the back there on the cement plant switching lead. We got a double track here, and weathered up the track in the back here. Did that today or yesterday. And then that culvert in the back area was the drainage for the tunnel that collapsed, and that'll lead into here. I built the outlet for the reservoir. Got the ballast in on this side of the fill. It comes down here to the outlet of the reservoir. So we'll keep walking here, and that's all new. See the whole scene there as a whole. Really liking how this is turning out. And we come around the corner here, and this leads to the cement plant. And that lead over there where the collapsed tunnel is, that's the old main line, and they turned it into their switching lead for cement plant here. So a lot of work to do here. I got to figure out how I'm going to tie this 2 sides together here. Then we come around the corner here, follow our train around the end of the peninsula here. A lot of junk on this side. Then we come around back into the mountain to the double tunnels, repainted the backdrop, moved it up, and that way I can make a steeper hillside here for more mountainous terrain. Double tunnels, back one goes completely in the tunnel, track closer to us, that goes into a short tunnel. And it'll come out an opening and then back into a tunnel, and then they both come out. You see I moved the height of the backdrop up, painted it up higher so I can make the mountain taller, and then they both come out of a tunnel right where the engines are now. So this here is all new. Backdrop's moved up. I started base landform scenery. Another hand carved cliff face there in front of the engine, or behind the engine. And come through a control point. Center track is, I've changed it up. Siding used to be on the far right there where the caboose is, and then now siding is in the center. So we'll have the coal train go up center track, siding, and we'll stand back a little bit here. You can see the scene as a whole. I'll triple track through here. So about a 3.5, 4 foot aisleway here. I mean, in that hillside, that'll continue up and it'll go pretty far up to the top, and we'll have a big cliff face here in front behind the tracks. And while we're here, this section here, this is all new, still in progress. That's going to be a little 3 or 4 track yard. I got to connect it in down there, right around here to the main. And then the stuff in the foreground here next to the fascia, that's going to be the new loop that goes down to lower level staging eventually there. So, pan around here slowly. Follow the train around the end of this peninsula. And here we got a Y. That's just a stub track in the back where the grain hoppers are at. Can turn power here. There'll be an Amtrak station somewhere in here. Parking lot and everything, I'll build that up. And that other lead will come right around here and tie into the main there. So we follow this around. Kind of like an alcove here. And my paint booth and my messy workbench. All that stuff. And then it goes through the backdrop. And into one of the helices. There's 2 helices on the layout. It goes through there, and then while it's going there, we'll talk about what else is here. So off the other main in the back here, there's a crossover. That track goes through the back wall, or the back of the backdrop there, and that comes out over here where these other 5 coal hoppers are sitting. That'll be the loop for the grain facility where all this other junk is, and the superliners are sitting. This will all be a grain facility here. So that loop over there connects over here where those hoppers are sticking out. So I can run a grain train in there and load it up where that cleaning car is. And I got 2 shop tracks there and some power that needs work done. So there's that, and then I have a run around here to get around the grain facility in case I want to turn a different train around there. Some other engines on display here. And here's the other Helix I have. Also done with Kato unit track. It's about a 2% grade, maybe just a little less. And raises up about 19 inches up to the upper level, maybe right around 20-ish, so about 19.5 inches. So I won't sit here and let you watch the train go up the Helix. I'll be back with you when it gets to the top there. Well, while we're waiting for the train to get to the top, we'll talk some other things about the layout. It's powered by Digitrax DCC. It's a BNSF modern day proto freelance layout, a combination of Stevens Pass and BNSF Rise Pass in the modern day. So it'll have attributes of both lines with a little bit of obviously modeler's license because those are in 2 different parts of the country. So yeah. There's the collapse tunnel. I'll add more soil and dirt and rock and whatever else coming out of there. And then not sure if I want to pour resin in here, if I want to do some gloss medium or something like that. I'll try something different. It's only a foam base, so I don't want it to eat. I don't want that epoxy resin to eat the foam. So I'll figure that out. Really liking how this scene's coming out. I just putting it off and putting it off, building that hillside in the back here. and then forced myself to do it, and then here it is. And I'll continue that scenery all the way down to here, the grass and base scenery and whatnot. So our train is almost to the top of the Helix in the main room here. So the Y is controlled by NCE AR10 auto reverser, so that I can spin engines here since I had the room. I'll fill the backdrop in. It'll connect from over there over to right where the trees are there. That backdrop will fill in, and then that tail track back there, that'll be hidden. You can still get to it underneath the layout here if you need to. You crawl under there, you can get back here. Alright, our train's got one more loop here until we're at CP Summit, the highest point on the railroad. Two trains can pull 25 cars pretty comfortably. I tried distributed power on about 50 cars and string line, some of them. That video is on my channel. My DP coal train experiment is one of my earlier videos. So we'll cross over here at CP Summit. We'll head down the track in the back. Eventually I'll have tortoise switch machines on all the crossovers, turnouts, and everything else, and I'll have controls on the fascia to control all the crossovers. So I don't plan on having any dispatchers run anything or anything like that. This switch here in the foreground, that goes to the lead. There's a little runaround track here, and it goes back to that cork ends there. Eventually it'll go back on the upper staging there. And there'll be a loop around the top of the Helix there too. Alright, so we'll keep following the train around here. In that straightaway between the S-curves there, that'll be a tunnel, and then it disappears in the backdrop. So we'll go over here and see it pop out right there on the bridge. That'll be a tunnel and whatnot there behind the bridge. And this odd little blob here, that'll be a gravel pit, couple tracks for the loader, engine track and whatnot. That goes up underneath the bridge there, and it comes out there and then connects with the main line up top. That's a really steep grade, so it'll be limited to small train gravel cars. So, and we'll another big turn back here, and now he's going down grade. Very low grade, probably 0.5%, maybe 0.5-ish, 0.6, somewhere in there. Not very steep. Upper level here will be, this section will be snow sheds and tunnels and just mountain railroading. And it goes into another tunnel here, and then it pops out over here. This will be snow shed. So out of a tunnel into a snow shed and then back into another tunnel. Goes in through there, and this is my scenic divider. And then I have it set up to have a valence eventually. And they come back out here. This is the next end of our double track, and then goes back into single track in preparation to head through the Cascade Tunnel. So around the corner here, under a big cut there into tunnel 14.7. Really like this scene. Neat place to watch trains. I like hearing the full tunnel liner of that tunnel muffle that sound. And we come back out into what I call Little Gainer, because it's half the size of the actual gainer trestle, and it's not 100% accurate. No waterfall on gainers. There'll be a waterfall in the back there, and it comes down to the part of the Mason Creek or whatever. And then we go into the west portal of the Cascade Tunnel. It's a custom tunnel portal I built. I laser cut all the pieces, glued it together, weathered it, all that stuff, and then installed it on the layout. This is probably the most complete scenery I have on the layout. Some static grass and base Woodland Scenics fine ground foam and all that stuff. Some BLMA Jersey barriers. All the ballast on the layout is Scenic Express number 50 fine light and gray granite ballast. So this bridge is scratch built. The core of it is a U-channel. It's made out of aluminum, and I glued micro-engineering girders on the side. A little better look, and then it's got a custom cut deck, laser cut deck, and then trackets laid on top of that, and then laser cut the walkways too. It'll eventually get handrails and stuff, but for now I'll leave that out till I'm done doing scenery work and whatnot on the layout. Both bridge abutments are just basswood I cut, weathered up. That's a plaster bridge pier there. I gotta put the feet under it yet. And the bridge footers on this, I did a video on painting and weathering those up several months ago. Those are 3D printed by my good friend Don. The rock work in the back is a combination of plaster rocks in the middle there, and then everything on the sides and above it. That's all foam, carved rocks. Same with stuff around both tunnel portals at 14.7. Alright, let's take a walk around the corner into the kids' playroom, my wife's craft room. And here's our other Helix. Train's already heading down. I don't run my trains super fast. Try to do somewhat prototypical speeds for the location I model. Only at speed step 20 on the throttle. And these are not speed matched or anything to each other, right out of the box, scale trains. And we're almost back to where we left off. While the train's coming down, we'll talk about this location here. I got this idea from NS Modeler 24. This will be a snow scene. It's about 18 to 20 inches deep. And I always wanted to do a snow scene without having to do a whole layout, so while your train's coming down the Helix, this will be something to look at. A little snow scene, and I'll put a piece of plexiglass over this and frame it up like a window, like you're looking outside through a pane of glass when it's snowing. I want to start on this here soon, but not sure how to approach it, so maybe I'll do a series on that at some point if I have time. This will be the longest video I've made in a while here. We're almost at 20 minutes. A few more turns and we'll be at the bottom. This Helix was the first one I built. It I originally laid it with flex track and then I had issues with it. So I ripped it down, built it back up, and I didn't like how it was turning out, so I ripped it down again. And then it dawned on me I should have used the Kata Unitrack the first time. Works pretty well for this. It's the only places on the layout that are Kata Unitrack. The rest of the layout is micro engineering track on the lower level and Atlas code 55 on the upper level. All track except for the Kata Unitrack is code 55. Alright, our train is just coming down. The head end is right there. This is a wood kit, and I boarded up all the windows. It'll be an abandoned tower in this snow scene. It'll get covered with snow and whatnot. So we'll watch the train come through here, and then we'll pop around the corner to end up back where we started, at the east portal of Cascade Tunnel. So here we are back at the where we started. Really like watching trains come out of there and snake down through here. Pretty neat. This whole scene here from the back wall down there at the doorway to the corner here is about 12 feet. You can see a whole train here if you wanted to, because it all wraps around the corner. But that wraps up the tour here of the N-scale BNSF Scenic Pass. So if you have any questions, put comments down below. And if you would, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to. I'm at just past 300 subscribers a few months ago, or a month ago. Didn't expect that at all. So share the video if you like. But thanks, guys. Have a good night. N-scale BNSF Scenic Pass is out.